Hello and welcome back to Efrain Rodriguez Jr. Show. In today's episode, we are gonna go to Alabama. Behind me, there is people out there that wants a judge to hear their arguments about this situation, this new law that in Alabama is gonna be in effect this next Mother's Day, this next Sunday. So tomorrow, a judge is gonna have a time that is gonna listen the arguments in this case. So, I mean, this is a very, very important. I know I'm in Puerto Rico right now, but with the waves and the sea, internet and everything else, it really gets here very quickly. And I've been talking about this before with another group that, yeah, the diasporas with the flag and everything else. And listen, everybody wants to do, in their opinion, what they want to do. That's why here we have an opinion show that we are going to talk about this. This is a very hard topic. And when I get to TikTok, I know maybe there I'm gonna have so many people flying away because I'm gonna be saying whatever I say here on a short version in TikTok, because that's the way that it's gonna be in here. We're not gonna be afraid of giving ourselves opinion. Still a free country. We can talk about this. Not gonna offend nobody, and we're just gonna talk about the news that is brought up today by the newspaper Primera Hora in the island of Puerto Rico. See, it's in our newspapers. So that alone is just to tell you that everything will come back here, and this is something that people in a certain circles want to start introducing to see how people react. I am reacting. So in Alabama, law that will restrict treatment for adolescent trans faces legal challenges. The denounce that the measure violates parents to obtain well-established medical care for their children. A federal judge will hear on Thursday, today, arguments in a legal objection to the Alabama plan to use medicines to treat transgender teenagers. So, the judge named Lyles Burke scheduled a hearing on an order to block the implementation of the law while the objection is processed in the courts. The law, so this is already a law and it already went through, the procedures. What the judges and Supreme Court and all the different courts, what they do, they don't make the laws. They listen to the arguments and they make sure that according to the law, nobody's violating any other people's rights. So this one, they're bringing this into the judge because they think that they have a case to overturn what they're doing on, the senators and the representative of Alabama. So let's continue. Objections in procedure in the courts. The law, which will come into force on Sunday, penalizes with up to 10 years in prison the supplier of medical services that manage puberty blockers and hormones to people under 19 years to help affirm their gender identities, or families with transgender minors, and this is, yes, transgender minors, to doctors and a member of the clergy. I don't know, maybe it's a pastor. I cannot figure out in the picture if he's a Catholic or from what denomination, but they put it here on the newspaper. So, Bill a lawsuit objecting the law, saying that it is an unconstitutional violation of equal protection and the rights to free expression and an intrusion in parents' rights. The Department of Justice has asked to join the case. The Department of Justice is the DOJ. So this is very important because prior to the elections, I did a countdown on the other show, and I put, which one we saw on the different interviews done to Joe Biden, that he will be part of helping the parents to figure this out. So he didn't say no, that's not going to happen. But at the same time, he opened the door, kind of like, welcoming the idea of, helping parents through this process. It's a very hard process, believe it or not. It is a hard process for the parents. And the thing is that when it gets to this point, it's because someone somewhere hasn't been telling people the truth. And in today's opinion of mine, I want to really be part of something that I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I want to give my 2 cents on this matter. So no other state has approved a law such as Vulnerable Alabama Child Compassion and Protection Act. That's the name of the law. And that is due to a good reason. The law takes the unprecedented step to remove parents from obtaining well-established medical care to their children, wrote the lawyer of the plaintiff, the one they're doing this, they want to really put a stop onto this law that is going to be in effect on Sunday, in the document to request a restricted order against the law. So that is the part they are bringing into it, for the judge to listen to the arguments, and he's going to listen to the arguments. He's not doing the law, because that's the beauty of this country. Judges don't do law. Even that some up there, they just want to rule, like, put their own opinions and change everything. They're not supposed to. They're there to read and interpret the law and give it back to the people. And in this case, the people behind me. So the other side, listen to this. The state wants a Burke to allow the law to enter in force. Why? If the courts order the act, Alabama children will face irreversible damage to unseed, sterilizing, and permanent medical interventions promoted by ideological interest groups, the state lawyers wrote. And this is my 2 cents. I don't know how peculiar are you with this. I kind of went through Netflix and I started looking at this Korean, Chinese, and all these different movies, and I learned about this, that in our Bible also talk about the eunuch, that those that are castrated for a purpose to serve. They don't have no feeling, they don't feel nothing there, and they had no interest of anything of this. So what the lawyers from the state are argument is this is going to be irreversible, and you're going to have a group that, believe it or not, because their parents went along with this ideology, not biology, ideology, they can make irreversible things. And the other day, this eunuch from Africa were asking about the reading, and no one, he didn't understand it because no one explained it to him. And Philip explained it to him. And then when they were on the desert, they found out this water oasis, I don't know, and the guy asked, "Can I be baptized?" And remember this, that when they went into the water, Philip disappeared. So he was also an eunuch. People that are certain, they do certain things on this kingdoms. So that I saw it with the movies and Netflix a lot, with the Chinese and the Korean and all this different situations. And yeah, that's why they do. So when I was looking at this law, that I know that this is important to bring it into consideration for this channel, because in this channel we are gonna touch topics that are critical for our nation, the USA slash also including Puerto Rico, because this is a territory of the United States of America. There are many things. This is a topic that is being everywhere, and a lot of people are bringing in to listen. We need to step up with these arguments because we are harming the young ones, and the law is very explicit. After 19 years, if the person is already an adult, they want to do whatever they want to do, they're already an adult. They already have the experiences. They already have the urges, the sensations. They had the letter with the O that I don't want to say here on the mic because I want to keep it real. So, for these people that are trying to do this to the kids, and the parents go along with this, so the grown-ups needs to step up, and they need to say something about this. They need to be clear and tell them. And for last is that when my God create the men, and the women came from the men, that combination creates babies, humanity. There's no way that two women can create a baby, or two men can create a baby. So this is when biology, it comes into play. It's like the argument in abortion. And I was just talking on TikTok the other day. This lady came up with this great argument, talking about dead tissue, and they say, and at the same time I was saying, like, okay, so if the doctor can say that is dead tissue and you need to remove it because it's not, you can die if you don't get this procedure, because whatever is inside, the baby die for whatever reason. And I hear her argument on that part, but at the same time I was like, oh, how the doctor knows that it's dead or alive? So that's a big argument that we haven't really bring it out into the pro-life movement, because it is alive or is dead, and this is why they recommend the women to do these procedures. And I'm 100%. The science, the doctors, they're already ahead of that, but at the same time they contradict themselves, because for certain things in certain states they go all the way to 9 months, and that's a no. That's a no. That is crazy, and they did that in New York. And I remember when they passed that law, all the demons, because there were demons inside people's clapping and happy because of what they did. Forgive me, I'm in Puerto Rico now, so, but I spent 15 years in New York, and that was sad. So thank you for listening to this show today. I recommend it to you every single day. Trying to keep it short, less than 20 minutes. Not going to bring even the hard topics like this to discuss in this channel. So from Palmasola, Villalba, Puerto Rico, Efrain Rodriguez Jr. in Efrain Rodriguez Jr. Show. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. God bless you.